قرآني طوق نجاتي. إن القرآن أنيس لفؤادي في أزماتي، يمنحني الصبر على ما قد ألقى من عثرات. إن القرآن أنيس لفؤادي في أزماتي، يمنحني الصبر على ما قد ألقى من عثرات. قرآني نبض حياتي، قرآني طهر ذاتي، قرآني يعصم أمري، قرآني طوق نجاتي. قرآني نبض حياتي، قرآني طهر ذاتي، قرآني عصمة أمري، قرآني طوق نجاتي. معجزة خالدة ما أعظمها من كلماتي، من الرحمن علينا بكتاب من رحماتي. معجزة خالدة ما أعظمها من كلماتي، من الرحمن علينا بكتاب من رحماتي. قرآني نبض حياتي، قرآني طهر ذاتي، قرآني عصمة أمري، قرآني طوق نجاتي. قرآني نبض حياتي، قرآني طهر ذاتي، قرآني عصمة أمري، قرآني طوق نجاتي.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي.
لبيك اللهم لبيك، لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك، إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
لبيك حجا حقا تعبدا ورفقا لبيك مرغوبا ومرغوبا إليك لبيك ذا النعماء والفضل الحسن لبيك وسعديك والخير بيديك والرغباء إليك والعمل لبيك ذا المعارج لبيك ذا الفواضل لبيك إله الحق لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How is everybody doing? Mashallah. Welcome to I Love Islam 5 and so nice to see you. Mashallah. Bright, rise and shine early. Let's recheck our intentions. Let's start our day with fresh intentions. May Allah accept everybody's labbaik here. Today we will have a very exciting session about a very exciting story. But before that, what month did we start now? Which month are we in now? So let's see who can type. Which month are we in now? Excellent. So we started the month of December. It is Rabiul Awwal as well, and it's the month of December. So when I flipped my calendar today, I was realizing the whole year is kind of gone, right? So let's start with our very favorite topic, and that is sharing time. So kind of 11 months are behind us from January to here. So today you're going to be sharing one good deed that you thought in last 11 months, any good deed that comes to your mind and you're really happy that you did that in this year. So go ahead, you can start raising your hands and we will share any one good deed, no matter what it could be, even if it's a smile looking at a Muslim brother or sister or anybody, even if it's that, you can go ahead and start sharing that, inshallah. So go ahead, Sabah, you can go first.
I guess when I'm at school and there are kids who don't know or don't understand things, I make sure I go ahead and I help them understand it, because I don't let all the people around me, if they don't understand it, I feel bad if they're having trouble but no one's helping them, because the teacher's either helping someone else or they're just not helping them because they're busy. So yeah.
Excellent. So good deed, the takeaways, help others in need. That's really nice, and we should be able to look back and think of whoever we were able to help and put a smile on. So that's a really noble task. Alhamdulillah. All right, go ahead, Adwat.
So when we went to a grocery. We went shopping for groceries, and we went to this place called Aldi, and so one person was trying to get milk, but some milk fell down, and I helped them.
Alhamdulillah. So that how did you help with the milk? How did you do that?
I put it back where it was.
Excellent. So that was really noble. Alhamdulillah. Go ahead. Anybody else wants to share? You can type in also. You can pick up the mic also, and you can share one good deed this year that you think you're really happy about, thinking about it right now. You know what Rasulullah ﷺ told us, that when we do good deeds, there are 3 kinds of happiness for us. 1, when you're doing it. Number 2, when you think about it, just like we are thinking about it right now. And when we will inshallah see it on the day of judgment. That's when we are going to be really happy, when we see all reward for that good deed. And right now, when you share a good deed, it can inspire somebody else to do the same. And we may not realize it, but anybody else does that good deed, you get the reward for same as well. So that's really, really cool about that. So day to day, what you do is who you become. That's great. And life is like riding a bicycle. What do you mean by that, Dania? Go ahead.
So when you're riding a bicycle, to keep your balance, you have to keep going on. You cannot stop, or else you lose your balance, and like the bicycle tips to one side.
Okay, very good. So keep moving forward with a positive spirit, inshallah. Mariam, you want to take the mic and you want to say, and one thing that I want to say is, mashallah, we have two Mariams, more than two Mariams here. So next time when you log in, let's try to log in with the last name as well. So I know, is this Mariam Siddiqui or is this Mariam Inaya? What's something special about the word Mariam itself? Can anybody type in there? What's so special about the word Mariam? There are 4 letters. These 4 letters, what's so special about them? And Mariam, you can take the mic and you can say what you wrote. Mariam Siddiqui, I think, right?
Once I saw a person who was shopping and then they dropped their money and I gave it to them.
Wow, mashallah. So it's really like tricky at that time. The shaitan can whisper in our ear, oh, you found it, you can keep it. But isn't that amazing good deed to return something that doesn't belong to us, to return something to the owner? That's an amazing good deed. And that shows our level of iman also. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us follow that. Excellent. Yes, Tanya, you are very correct. Maryam is mentioned in the Quran. It is the only girl name like there in the Quran. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all meet Maryam alayhi salam in Jannah, inshallah. So Prophet alayhi salam's mother. Excellent. All right. So if anybody else has a sharing, you can raise your hand. If you have any other sharing also. Sharing is caring, so you can do that right now, and we will then start with our lesson, inshallah. So time is really important. Time is a gift, so we'll inshallah try to make the most of it. All right, so we will go to today a brand new story, and this story is in Unit B, chapter number 3. All right, so far, let's see if you can type which stories we have already done. You have the controls, you can put a square there also, which lessons we are already done. You can put a square around those lessons, and which story do you think we are going to do? You can type it into the prompt as well. Which story do you think we're going to do today? Right, so let's see. All right. Okay, excellent. Ira, that is the one that you made a big circle. We did that. I think it was minus Surah Naba, because Surah Naba, we didn't touch on that. We did the prophets of Islam. We did prophets and messengers. We did Tawheed, prophets. We did away from Tawheed, but Surah Naba we kind of skipped, right? And very good, Arush, you wrote it down there. Now we can't see anything on the paper. So that is Prophet Lut alayhi salam. All right, alhamdulillah. So we are inshallah going to start cleaning up our lives also, just like this paper, by knowing the role models and by seeing what they did amazing, what was going around them, and what they end up doing. So today we are going to talk about Lut alayhi salam and the people of Sodom. If you know anything about Prophet Lut alayhi salam, you can even type anything that you think you already know about Lut alayhi salam. Then go ahead and you can type that in, inshallah, while we get to this page. Yes, it is spelled, since it's an Arabic word, so it is spelled as L-O-T also. Both of them are done, but is also like, again, we don't pronounce it the way we pronounce it in English, so we do that. So alhamdulillah. Anything you know about wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, so those who are joining in. So Prophet Lut alayhi salam and the people of Sodom. So anybody has an answer to this question, who was Prophet Lut alayhi salam? You can go ahead and type it in if you think you know who was Prophet Lut alayhi salam. It's very interesting, and we'll find out that he was actually, in the time of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, and how they were related. What were Lut's people like? We're going to find out. And what happens to people who ignore the truth? The truth is out there, but there are some who so we'll find out that how and what will happen to them. So go ahead, you can start raising your hands, and we'll go right away into the story time and see what is in store for us today. There are some key words in this lesson, and these are Lut, Sodom, and the Dead Sea, Al-Bahr al-Mayyit. We'll find out about it. So Zahra, go ahead. What's happening in the classroom?
Miss Hiba called on Amir to read the introduction from his book during his Islamic studies class. Amir began reading, and the class listened with full attention. We love our messengers. Allah's words bring us His light, guidance, and mercy. We should thank Allah for His revelation. We should also appreciate all the efforts of Allah's messengers. They went through many hardships and made many sacrifices so that we could learn the.
All right. I wanted to say, Zara, if you can move your lid little down so I can see you better. Yes. So keep yourself more on the upside. Same thing for Hadia, if you can do that, and Lisa also. So that will help, inshallah. All right. So go ahead. Next, we have Sabah. You can start reading from here.
Okay. True. This is why we say salah. Salah. Sorry.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, or alayhi salam. After we say a messenger's name, this means peace be upon him. We Muslims have always wished people on our prophets and messengers.
We have wished peace on our prophets and messengers. Right? So that's why this is what's happening in the classroom, and they are talking about it. So Maryam Inaya, go ahead.
The misguided people, on the other hand, have always tried to hurt or kill the prophets, or to stop the spread of Allah's word. The story of Prophet Lut is one example.
You can go ahead.
Amir finished reading the section. Miss Hiba divided the class into two groups. He told them to read the story in the book individually. He then gave each group a different part of the story to write about.
All right. So we're going to find. So she also said that what we are going to do is the groups could draw pictures to go with their part of the story. She would give each group a different part of the story to write about. Right. What's happening now, Edward?
The class went to work. For about 20 minutes, the class read the story silently. Then they got in their group and worked on writing their parts. At the end of the class, each group presented its work.
All right, so we're going to find out what each group is presenting, okay? So the group number one, the Bilal was the presenter. So Arush, what did they present?
These are the presentations in order. Group 1, Bilal as the presenter. Bilal read Lut ibn Haran alayhi salam was the nephew of Ibrahim. He was one of the messengers sent by Allah. He was sent as a warner to the people of Sodom or Sodom, south of the Dead Sea. Should I continue?
You can continue till here.
Bilal showed the class a map of the Dead Sea from the textbook. This is how it looked.
So you can see, you know, how this is appearing on the map, and it's the city is basically on the south of the Dead Sea. So the Dead Sea is here, and we'll find out why this is known as Dead Sea. So Aliza, go ahead.
Bilal continued reading. The people of Sodom were the worst kind of people in the world. They did all kinds of bad deeds. They used to lie, cheat, steal, drink, and do many other shameful acts. Bilal showed the class some of the pictures that his group drew. Bilal read more. Prophet Lut alayhi salam was sent to these people on a mission. He wanted to guide them to the straight path and help them quit their evil actions. Even though the people of Sodom are called Lut's people, he was not related to them.
All right, so he was sent to this land, but he wasn't related to them. Now, I want you everybody to look at this map really clear, closely, and can you write some names of the countries that you see around the Dead Sea, some of the areas that you are familiar with? Let's see what names come to your mind looking at this map. Okay, Jordan, very good. When we went for Hajj, we had to take a flight stop in Jordan and then move forward to Saudi Arabia. You can see Saudi Arabia right here in the corner. Palestine, Egypt, very good. Jerusalem, right? So this is all Jerusalem. In the modern maps, they have kind of removed this word Palestine and they have all turned it into Israel. So there are so many maps out there that you will see that Palestine does not even exist in that anymore. And they have instead called it Israel, and that's really a big kind of oppression here. And very good. How about this country here, where there's a lot of things were happening, right? So it's so important to know these areas and the significance of all this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us visit. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that you should travel for 3 destinations if you want to travel, and you will get rewarded for that. One is Kaaba, the second is Medina, and the third is Masjid al-Aqsa right here in Jerusalem. So close by here, right? So let's find out what's happening. When they were asked to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what's happening at that time. So Hadia, go ahead. You can start reading from here. 1 second. So when they were asked to worship Allah, then what did this? But he looked upon them as his brothers and sisters because he cared about them. He wanted them to go to Jannah. This is about Lut alayhi salam. He wanted people to go to Jannah. But what are they doing? Hadia, go ahead. Okay.
I finished reading, and teacher Hiba praised the group. Very well done, group 1. Next group. Okay,
go ahead. Yes, Adi.
Prophet Lut alayhi salam was unhappy with the people of Sodom, so he asked them to fear God. He told them that God was the only Lord of the world, and they must worship and obey him alone. Prophet Lut also told them that he was Allah's messenger and they should respect and obey him.
Excellent. So why was Lut alayhi salam so upset with them? Can you guys type what the people were doing that he was not so happy with? Let's see if you can type some of the bad things that people were doing. They were drinking. Okay. What else? What else do you think they were doing? They had cheated, not worshipping and obeying him. Very good. What else? Not listening to him. Cheating. Yes, so you see that they used to lie, cheat, steal, drink, and do many other shameful acts. So they were doing all these kind of things. That's why Lut alayhi salam was not happy. It's not like, he can say, oh, you know what, they're still good people. That's okay. They're just doing it out of ignorance. No, he was not happy when the people were doing all these bad things, and he was not happy. And he told them to worship Allah and to listen to him. So Maryam Inaya, go ahead.
He also asked them to listen as he gave them good and true advice. Prophet Lut advised his people to stop committing their terrible sins. He said they must live within Allah's rules. The people disobeyed him and even forbade him to speak. They insisted on being bad. Very few people believed Prophet. He warned them that Allah's punishment and would be terrible if they did not listen. They challenged Lut. Mona held up a picture that
Here is, friends, please keep yourself, if you're not talking, if you're not the reader, please keep yourself mute. I am coming back again and again, muting some of you, so please do keep it that way yourself. Now, a question for my smart readers. Is it okay to draw pictures of the prophets or the pictures? Is it okay? We can draw it, yes or no? Even if it's an assignment and, you know, the teacher asks us to present, should we be drawing prophets? Yes or no? Excellent. I'm so proud of you that you all know that. So I know we are reading this book which has pictures. Sometimes, you know, that's what the image we create in our mind for Lut alayhi salam, but this is not correct. So we should try to stay away from pictures. Yes, Sabah, never. We should never draw it. And if anybody is interested, they can go to sunnah.com and just plug in the word pictures, and all the ahadith regarding pictures will come forward. So you can read, and as they say, R-E-A-D, read to succeed, inshallah. All right. So Sabah, go ahead.
Mona read on. Even though the people knew that what they were doing was wrong, they did not stop. Lut spent a long time preaching to them, but it made no difference. His people did not believe him and did not listen to his advice. They ignored his warnings and threatened that if he did not stop what he was preaching, they would throw him out of the city.
Yeah, that even happens today. You know, when people want to keep on doing what they are doing, they want to continue their wrong ways, they want to continue their partying, their, you know, doing all the useless things, and somebody within them tries to stop them from all that, then the easiest way is to, this person thinks so highly about him, let's throw him out of here. So that's what people even do today. Like, they will stop inviting him to that person to that party, and they'll be like, okay, let's keep on doing what we are doing and get this person out of here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. So go ahead, Arush.
Instead of being ashamed of their own deeds, they attacked the good people. They made fun of them for being pure and honest. They acted as if they were good and that the righteous ones were bad. Mona looked up as she finished. Miss Hiba smiled.
Right, alhamdulillah. So, you know, they thought we are the best, and that's what they were doing. So let's see what's happening. What do you think looking at this picture? What's happening here? You can type, what do you feel happening? People fighting. Okay, that's what you think, Sabah. All right, let's find out what's happening. Hitting people, fighting, stealing, they're all fighting. Okay, let's find out what's happening. So good job, group 2. You described how bad the people of Sodom were and how difficult it was for Prophet Lut alayhi salam to preach to them. So next group was Zaid as a presenter, and Arush, you read. So Zahra, go ahead.
Group 3, Zaid as the presenter. Next, Zaid walked up to the front of the classroom. He read Lut's people were very difficult to deal with. Not only did they threaten to kick him out of the city, but they challenged him. They did not believe in God or his punishment. They challenged Lut to bring God's punishment. Do I keep reading?
Yes.
They said, bring us the wrath of God if you tell the truth.
Now see, they were so arrogant that even though they were the ones who were doing the bad thing and they were reminded, they were like, all right, you know, go ahead, you can bring the torment on us. And the biggest crime that these people were doing, which is the worst, you know, was that instead of having normal relationships, they were having very indecent and unlawful relationships. And you guys living in here, and most of you who are living in the United States of America are very familiar with these terms. And there are like big organizations today who support that. And these questions are asked even on big platforms today. And if anybody challenges them, they just go after them, even today's time. So this story is really, really like incredible how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has preserved that in the Quran, and how this is so important. So Lut was hurt because his efforts were not working, right? So when you are trying your best to save people from the wrongdoings and they do not listen to you, yes, you do feel hurt. The prophets are not like angels. They are not like, they are not like made of stone or something that they have no feelings. When they see people doing wrong things, it does hurt. All right. So if it hurts you sometimes seeing people do bad things, don't feel bad. This is how the prophets, this is like the legacy of the prophets. They had to go through this as well. So what's happening, Eliza, now? Okay, Eliza, are you there? Safa, you can go ahead. No, Safa, let's unmute you first. Go ahead.
God was displeased by Sodom's insult towards his messenger. He would support his prophet. God is fair. He sent the people warning before he punished them. He sent his angels Jibreel, Israfil, and Mikael on mission. First, they would visit the prophet Ibrahim and Sarah. They would come to Lut.
So isn't that interesting that Lut alayhi salam is at the same time of Ibrahim alayhi salam? So the first visit Ibrahim was told that the Lut's nation will be punished, and Ibrahim alayhi salam was worried about that. So let's find out what's happening. Hadia? Sorry, I didn't accidentally put your hand down, but go ahead, Hadia.
After Jibreel, Israfil, and Mikael told Ibrahim and Sarah that they would have another son, Ishaq, continued their journey. The second part of their mission was to punish the bad people of Sodom. They would also save
Prophet Lut and the believers. Go ahead.
Angels were to guide the young men as they approached the villages of Sodom. Lut was working in his field. When Lut salam saw them, he knew they were special. They were very handsome. The angels invited themselves in. Lut salam did not think it was safe for the young men to stay with the people of Sodom because they were evil. This was the end of Zayd's presentation.
All right, so you might be wondering what's so wrong that's happening, but these people, they would have wrong relationship between men and women and women. And these people, when they saw these, like Lut alayhi salam, when he saw these angels coming as really handsome men, he was worried because he knew his nation was into wrong things and he wanted to save them. He was a very good man. So all of a sudden, he really wanted to protect his guest. Question, do you think Lut alayhi salam knew at that time that they are angels? Yes or no? When these men were coming to Lut alayhi salam, did he knew that they were angels? Yes or no? All right, so the correct answer is no. So Anara and Ajwad, he didn't knew. Okay, so that's why he was worried when he saw these beautiful young men, disguised. They were angels, but they were disguised like that. He immediately felt worried for them because he wanted to protect his guests now. So he took him inside his home and he really wanted to protect him. So thank you, Group 3. That was a great presentation. Let's see what happened next in Group 4. So Sarah, go ahead and tell us what's happening in Group number 4. Seems like a scary thing is happening. Do you see all these stones flying in the sky? Let's find out what's happening. Go ahead, Sarah.
Group 4. Khalid asked the presenter. Khalid stood in front of the class and began to read. Prophet Lut felt helpless in front of the angels. He tried to send them away. He warned them that the people of Sodom were probably the worst people. He repeated himself again and again that the angels were on a mission. They had to follow God's orders, so they stayed with Prophet Lut.
All right. And the bad people heard news of the arrival of the handsome young men. They wanted the men to join them in committing their evil sins. They almost went crazy as they attacked Lut's house, trying to snatch away the angels. Khalid showed the class a drawing. So, Maryam and Aya, go ahead.
Lut tried to reason with his people again. The more he advised them, the harder they tried to get the young men. Lut said, "Oh Lord, help me against the people who do mischief. Oh Lord, protect me and my family from the evil things they do. Oh my people, I wish that I had power to stop you, or that I could have some strong support against you."
Yes, so he tried, like when these people showed up and they really wanted to do bad things with these men, he even offered that what you guys are doing, if you are interested in a sincere relationship, I have my daughters, even I can get them married to you, and you can leave these people alone. But they were not listening, and Lut felt really alone. Go ahead, Sabah.
Lut felt alone, surrounded by evil men, but he was not alone. Lut had the support of God. His guests were not ordinary men, they were powerful angels. They came to test the people before bringing the punishment to them. The angels now showed Lut who they really were. They told him to leave the city before the morning. In the morning, a horrible punishment would meet the people of Sodom. Khalid was done reading.
SubhanAllah. So even, even they say like his own wife, she went up the house and she put like a flag there that we have some visitors here. So even she did not help towards the good cause, and even she was part of, inviting people to sin, although she was the wife of the prophet here. So he didn't knew by that time that they were angels, but then the angels told him that, we are sent by God, and now you can go ahead, you can leave the city. This happens after, everything, after you've tried everything, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows that gives a way out to whoever believes in him. So teacher said, Jazakumullahu khairan, you did a great job, group 4. You all did a great job reading, mashallah. I will now finish the story for the class, and everyone did an excellent job. So Ms. Hiba spoke to the class. Lut had left Sodom with his family and a few followers. It is said that Jibreel alayhi salam rooted up. You see this picture? You are correct, Zara. It is the wrath. And yes, Eliza, this is the punishment that they went through. And what happened that the whole, Jibreel alayhi salam lifted this whole village with the tip of his wing with everything in it. So imagine the whole city going up with everything in it, including people, houses, trees, and animals. He lifted it until it reached the sky. The angels could even hear the roosters crow and the dogs bark. Then he flipped it upside down. Allahumma la tajalna minhum. Oh Allah, do not make us of those who make Allah angry. God's punishment had finally come. He rained down brimstone as hard as baked clay, spreading layer on layer. The showers of brimstone showed that these people were truly wicked and they deserved such a punishment. So you see that how this whole city was taken up all the way and then brought down. And these stones, they would come down, and since they were saying so much bad stuff from their mouth and doing things, it will enter from the top and it would leave transform even the private parts, because that's where the biggest crime was, the misuse of their own bodies and other things. And that was the horrible crime. And that's what we are surrounded by in today's time. You know, inshallah, when you grow up a little more bigger, I want you to read this story in more detail and reflect on what's going around us, you know, in so-called highly intellectual societies. You know, we are surrounded by bars and pubs all around us, and big organizations who are promoting this, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. This is a huge sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that how such wrong relationships, no matter how fancy they may seem, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so angry on that. And today it's so sad that there's some Muslim organizations who would support that just to, you know, win some votes or something. They will say, oh, we are fine, we are open to gays and we are open to such people. So that's not the correct way to go. Allah replaced the village with useless lake that had a very foul smell. The people of Sodom became a lesson for the people who wanted to listen. It was a sign of God's inevitable punishment. Let's make dua for ourselves that Allah make us of those who would like to listen. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment, inevitable punishment and justice to the evildoers. Allah had destroyed the wicked people and protected his messenger, his family, and the few believers who stayed with him. Even as I speak today, it gives me goosebumps, because left and right we are seeing cities going through horrible destructions. We give them fancy names like Katrina, and what other names have you guys heard? Go ahead and type those. There are fancy names we hear all around. Oh, this is just California wildfire. Oh, this is Harvey. Very good, Hadia. Florence. All these fancy names. Oh, Michael is, you know, Michael is here. And Maria. Yes, so we hear all these fancy names. Matthew is coming up. Or so all these names we hear, and we forget that who is behind, who is the one who is bringing them. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to reflect on the actions which are happening around. Most of the coastal lines that get hit, you know, today you go and you see the crimes being done on those coastal lines. You definitely feel afraid that, oh Allah, Allahumma la taqtulna bi ghadabik. Oh Allah, do not destroy us with your anger. Wala tuhlikna bi adhabik. Oh Allah, do not, you know, punish us and destroy us with your azab. And walakin afina qabla dhalik. And Allah, give us a safe out before you bring a torment to a society. So when you are walking in the land and you cross by certain areas and you see all the people indulging in the bad, ask Allah to protect us from there and just walk by gracefully out of there. Be a reason of inviting other people to khair, inshallah, because they're still alive and we need to invite them to good. Yes, so many names, right? So the class was silent as Miss Hiba finished the story. Miss Hiba let them think quietly for a while. I want you to think quietly for a while, right? Think about what happens to those who defy Allah and his messengers, right? Seriously, yes. Think about, you know, go and you can watch today, you can even watch videos of people driving through these fires, sinkholes. Just type sinkholes in Florida and you will see how much is going around us even right now. And they were also thinking how good it was to trust Allah and believe in him, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects those who believe in him. So if today you are thinking, oh my God, you know what, in my school also think people are doing things and I have nowhere to go, all you need to do is just one thing. Let's see if you guys can underline that one thing that you have to do when you are surrounded left and right by something evil happening around you. What is the one thing that you need to do? And you need to underline it and you can type it also. Let's see. What are you going to do? It's only one thing you need to do. And it's so amazing that this, I'm wondering, you're looking for it. And it's so amazing that this one thing, that's not correct. It's only one thing you need to do. And let's see, so many people looking for it. Nope. I'm going to give you a clue. That one thing is even written on a dollar bill today. Such a huge sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is that one thing? I'm still waiting for the correct underlining. R-E-A-D, read, to succeed. Okay, let's see if somebody types it or somebody underlines it before. Only one thing you need to do when you are being surrounded by evil all around. And as Ibrahim alayhi salam also said, that inni dhahibun ila rabbi sayahdin.
Does anyone know where she went? Okay.
I don't know, maybe.
No, I don't know. I bet she's coming back though.
I'm pretty sure Helen is a hurricane though.
All right, so can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. I think it was giving me some connectivity issue, but the last I saw, with the correct answer was, I think Mariam's pen was there that I saw. And can you go ahead and stop writing in there, but go ahead and write what is that one thing that we need to do in times when everybody is doing something bad. Go ahead and you can type. Very good. Excellent. You need to trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know what? I'm going to log out and log in one more time because apparently it's giving me some issue here. So go ahead, Sabah. You can lead the conversation and I'll be back. How can we trust Allah? Let's discuss some ideas. How can we trust Allah in times of today? And I'll be back. I'll log out and I'll log in again.
All right. So I guess as you heard the question, how can we trust in Allah? Anyone like to answer? No? Okay. Yeah, I'd probably stop drawing, please.
Yeah, guys, fix whoever put this stuff. Can you please stop?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's getting too overcrowded now.
I'm not gonna read anything it says.
It looks like my drawings are not here. Okay, but
Just stop drawing.
okay, I think everyone stopped. Wait, hold on. But okay, good.
All right. Yes, it looked like my little sister's drawing. That's true. That's why it's really important to be like a leader so that you can lead everybody in good. Sometimes if there's no leadership, we have a lot of resources, but if the leadership is not there, then all the resources can be used in wrong sense, right? So the takeaway from this entire story, which is very, very important, is to trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So you keep doing good. You keep doing good. It's time for Zohar. You go and pray your salah. No matter what everybody else is doing around you, you go up. You take your permission. Nobody is stopping you from doing the good that you can, right? So you can go ahead and pray your salah. You can go ahead and do what you got to do. Even if other people are involved in useless stuff, you can still be focused. You can still do your dhikr, right? How many of us pray Zohar in our school? And how many of us would like to pray Zohar in our school, be a role model for everybody else? Let's type 1 if you make an intention that inshallah, I will start praying now. The time is in winter time zone. The Zohar time is almost over by the time we get home sometimes, right? So we can just trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's where the success is. When the time comes for Hayya ala Salah and Hayya ala Falah, then running towards that success is that I would if I could. And you can what you put your mind to it. All right, so there's nothing impossible in this world, right? So Sabah, it's very easy. All you need to do is just trust Allah and Allah will make a way out for you, right? When we came to this school here, nobody knew what salah is, but when we explained to them, they made space for it, and alhamdulillah, in the public school, they offered, they have a counselor, so they offered a room next to the counselor's room. And alhamdulillah, we started doing salah there. So, Zain, are you there? Can you share your story? How are you praying in your public school?
So we have a group and we all go for Dhuhr and for Jummah on Fridays, and we do our wudu and we pray salah in a special room that they gave us.
Okay, that sounds really easy, right? But when you're talking to some friends here, did you had a group in the beginning? Was there a group available for you right from day one to pray with?
No, we had to start one.
Okay, so how did you start? Can you share with all your friends?
First we found like one person who was able to pray, and then at first we just started praying Jummah in like together. After that, then I found some more friends who are Muslim. And then we started.
I think we would like to tell them first that we wanted to pray just by ourselves in the beginning, right? So when you want to pray by yourself, then you approach the management, you approach, the organization, wherever you are, that, excuse me, I would like to pray, and all I need is a small space where I can just connect myself to God. Just go down, kneel down, and say, thank you, God, for the day that you have given me. We are living in a land where they say, in God we trust, right? So was it difficult then to get a space for us to kneel down and just say, thank you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
No.
So what does it take to do that?
It just takes like a quick email.
Mm-hmm. And
you just have to ask, and you have
right.
to trust Allah.
And you have to trust Allah and believe in Him, right? If you believe that you can do this, inshallah, Allah will make space and He will help you do it, right? Yeah. So, Ira used to pray in my old schools and it ended late, but now my school ends earlier. Yes, if you are able to come back home and pray, that's good. You don't want to create unnecessary problems anywhere, right? But the first question on the Day of Judgment is, is about Salah. So, be ready, with the best of Salah, and always remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's between you and Allah. You can give all the excuses to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment, and Allah will decide whatever He wants to do, right? But me and you need to be very honest. If we are really honest and sincere to Allah, then Allah makes a way out, just like He made a way out for Lut alayhi salam. All right. Yes, Eliza, very good. When you have Science Olympia, then obviously you have to stay longer, and then you can make sure that you pray, and you can pray it nicely. So let's see who would like to recite these ayahs. You can go ahead and raise your hands, and in the light of Suratul Qamar, we will just redo this story, do a recap of this story in the light of Suratul Qamar, inshallah. I didn't move down the hands earlier, so I apologize. I just want to give everybody a fair chance for recitation. I just cleared out all the status one time so you guys can raise one more time, because it apparently was hanging up and I didn't know what was the order. And again, anybody, like next time, let's try to make sure that you have your last names with your names. All right, Hadia, one ayah. Let's recite it beautifully, starting from our Ta'awuz and Tasbih, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كذبت قوم لوط بالنذر.
Very good. And if I can do a word by word, side by side, kadhabat is denied, Qaum means nation, of Lut bin Nuzur, with the warning that they were given. They just denied it. Ask yourself, do I deny the warnings Allah gives me? Maybe through my mom, through my dad, through one of a righteous friend, through the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do I deny the warnings given to me and I keep doing what, wasting my time, or do I take heed from these warnings? All right, Sarah.
إنا أرسلنا عليهم حاصبا إلا آل لوط نجيناهم بسحر.
Okay, the voice was breaking a little bit. Sarah, you want to do it one more time?
إنا أرسلنا عليهم حاسبا إلا آل لوط نجيناهم بسحر.
Okay, it's kind of faded in the end again. نجيناهم بسحر. So inna, indeed, we arsalna, we sent down. Can you type who is this we referring to? You can type it in the prompt. Who is this we referring to? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Excellent Arush and excellent Aliza, Maryam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, indeed, we sent down alayhim, on them. Who are them? Yes, Allah brought it down through his angels. Very good, Hadia. But yes, let's stop ourselves from typing anything which is irrelevant here, and let's focus on these words here. Very good. On Samud, do you think this is a Samud, the nation of Samud here? That was the nation of Saleh alayhi salam, right? So here, who are we talking about? The people of? I'm talking about alayhim. So the him is upon them. Who are we talking about them? On Lut alayhi salam? No, it's not on Lut alayhi salam. This is the people of Sodom, people of Sodom. Hasiban, this is like, Hasiban basically means like a storm, a stone storm. All right? Illa, except. Illa means except. Ala Lut, the progeny of Lut, or Lut and few people. Najaynahum, we gave them, we saved them, or we gave them an exit. All right, we saved them a little bisahar, before the daybreak. So they were told to leave the city in the night, and even they were told not to look back, at all. And they were given a respite from that. Alhamdulillah, those believers. All right, go ahead, Aliza. Next verse.
نعمة من عندنا كذلك نجزي من شكر.
Very good. كذلك نجزي من شكر. And ikhfa here. So ni'ma is blessing. Min, from. Indina, from us. Who is mentioned us here? Who is this blessing from? Very good. It's from Allah, Hadia. Excellent, Eliza. Very good. So these are the blessings from us. And kadhalika, just like that, najzi, we give the jaza, man, whoever, shakar, who is grateful. So what is the favor here? Can you guys type in what is the favor here? Or I'll give you the control. In ayah number 1 or 2, you can circle the favor. What was the favor? You can circle it in verse, the 2 verses that we have read already. Circle the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'll give you 30 seconds for that. Excellent. Very good, Hadi. Excellent. The first one, Najjaynahum. Very good. So those who trust in Allah, those who follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command, they get to have this favor, and they are then able to do things. Okay, so next verse, Sarah, go ahead. Verse number 36.
ولقد أنذرهم بطشتنا فتماروا بالنذر.
Excellent. Wa and lakad, for sure, anzarahum, we had warned them. Who is them here, right? Who is them here? Batshana, with our holding a punishment. We had warned them that the punishment will be very good. This is the people of Sodom and Fatamaraw. And what did they do? It's basically they were arguing, they were having doubts, bin nuzur, about the warning. All right, so they had doubts about the warning. All right, go ahead. I think I have 3 people who are taking all the rewards for reciting. So let's see if anybody else wants to raise hands also. Hadia, go ahead. Next verse.
راودوه عن ضيفه فطمسنا أعينهم
Yes, it's a little blur.
فذوقوا عذابي ونذر.
Okay, excellent. And walaqad, and for sure, rawaduhu, they were told, like they asked him to let them harm his guest. I'm sorry, who is trying to write here, or is it my pen going? Let's see. Okay, so fadhuqu, then taste my torment and my warning. Okay, that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. And then what's happening? Verse number 39, Aliza.
فذوقوا عذابي ونذر.
We are here, and the verse number 13, verse number 38. I'm sorry.
ولقد صبحهم بكرة عذاب مستقر.
All right. The friends, what you're typing, each letter that you type can become a reason of guiding somebody, can become a reason of misguiding somebody. So you choose very carefully, because every question mark, every letter that you type, and you keep on pressing your finger, that's you see on the day of judgment, right? So for sure, what happened in the morning, certainly a lasting punishment overtook them in the morning. So same thing, these stories sometimes we think are the stories of the past, right? We think, oh, these are stories of the past. How many of you see these actions even today? Do you think these are stories of the past? Option number A is these are the stories of the past and have no significant meaning today. Or option B is these stories are of the past for us to take lessons today, and we even see these things happening today. So lock your answers. Excellent. So most of you answered correctly. So these stories, why do we read them in the Quran and again and again? Sarah and Safa, I can read one single B. You don't need to keep on typing B for me to read it. So if you type one single time, it shows me that you have an IQ level, I can read it, right? So when you type a letter, you really don't need to keep going. And when I do a poll, you really don't need to type at that time. So I know we are growing in numbers here in this classroom, but that doesn't mean that we should be losing our focus from why we are here. So I'll give 30 seconds to everybody to raise your hands and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, keep us focused as Ibrahim alayhi salam. Oh Allah, keep us focused as Lut alayhi salam. No matter what the people do left and right around me, let me do the right thing at the right time. Let me learn in the right way. And especially when the Quranic words are in front of me, oh Allah, help me visualize them and make dua for them, that I don't need to look at the translation and I can just look at these words and enjoy the whole story right in front of my eyes. Alhamdulillah. Why? Because this last ayah is incredible. I want you to maybe listen to a tafsir of these ayah, and let's see, it's Lisa recited. Okay, Hadia, go ahead. This last ayah is so pivotal in our relationship with this Quran. So go ahead and recite that. Ayah number 40. Muddakir. And everybody can say with me together, even if your mics are muted, let's say this loud in your homes. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Muddakir, this is a question mark. Wa and laqad, for sure. Yassarna, we have made this easy. We have made this easy, Al-Quran, this Quran, لِذِكْر, for remembrance, for reminder. Fahal mim muddakir, then is there anybody who would like to take remembrance, who would like to take reminders? Lock your answers. Are we going to take reminder? Are we going to spend our time with this Quran? Would we like to know the stories directly from the Quran? Would we like to come to a level where the words of Allah are in front of us and we can have the visualization of entire story in front of us, right? or do I want to see translations or transliterations in front of us? Excellent. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for all your efforts that you do to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to know this Quran. The transliteration is also there. You can even read from here, and the next page has the meanings that we just did word by word. So go ahead, you can read one meaning at a time and just keep taking the mic when one line is done. Sarah, starting from you.
The people of believed in the warning.
Aliza, are you ready? Zahra, go ahead.
Surely we sent upon them a stone storm, except Lut's followers. We said our daybreak. A favor from us, thus do we reward those who believe and give thanks to Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And certainly he warned them of our punishment, but they argued with him about the warning.
And certainly they asked him to let them harm his guests, but we blinded their eyes, and they were given a taste of my punishment and warnings.
And certainly a lasting punishment overtook them in the morning.
So taste ye my punishment and my warnings.
And certainly we have made the Quran easy to remember, but is there anyone will remember?
MashaAllah, excellent reading. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for all the efforts you do. So before we finish, let's just quickly take a look at the Dead Sea and what we need to do about it. Alhamdulillah, we spent a little time on understanding the detailed meaning of Surah Al-Qamar. This is the lowest, saltiest body of water in the world. Remember where they were turned upside down? Salty rocks can be seen clearly in the picture. You know, as per the advice from the Prophet ﷺ, when you cross by a place where a torment has come, you should cross by quickly, asking Allah forgiveness, and just don't stay there. But today, this has become a resort. Today, people go there for sightseeing. You cannot even drown in this water because it's so salty that you keep floating here. So people go there. I want you to consciously look next time you're out there shopping with moms, especially in the makeup sections. You will see salt water, minerals, and all kind of mask and face mask and whatnot. They say, oh, we have the salt from the Dead Sea and whatnot. It's so amazing when you walk in the kingdom of Allah as a believer. The Dead Sea is the lowest point on the surface of planet Earth. It is on the border between the West Bank in Palestine and Jordan, south of the Jordan River. This body of water is the lowest and the saltiest in the world. The Dead Sea is about 50 miles long, 11 miles wide, and 1,200 feet deep at its deepest point. The Dead Sea has attracted visitors from around the world. The Dead Sea is called in Arabic Al-Bahrul Mayyit. Mayyit is like kind of word from mouth. Death, right? It is given this name because it is so salty, no fish or sea life can live in it. It is also used to be called Bahr Lut, meaning the Sea of Lut, because it is located near Sodom, the area of where the people of Lut used to live. right? So yes, my sister has his face clay and is named Dead Sea Minerals, right? So see, we have been told from the hadith of Rasulullah that we should take heed from these things. Even today, when people see the body of Pharaoh, they take pictures, they take selfies next to Pharaoh, right? Although he was a sign, for us. So lock your answers. I'm going to take heed and reminder by looking at the Dead Sea. Yes or no. When I look at Dead Sea, or when I cross by Dead Sea, am I gonna take it as an amusing place so I can hang out here and relax and go for beach floats and enjoy that? Or, I'm sorry, my question, yes, your answer was correct when you said yes, that I'm going to take heed from the Dead Sea. And yes, I'm not going to indulge myself into further disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when I happen to cross by this area. All right, so we are asked to cross this area very quickly. And we now know that why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the angels to the people of Sodom and why they were punished so much. When you guys will grow up, inshallah, you can read more details about this also, what these people were doing and how bad was their punishment, to the point that how the stones even entered their bodies and how it even exited. And even today we remember these people, the bad for what they did. Right? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Now we did the last very important verse of Surah Al-Qamar, and that was that Allah made this Quran easy for us to remember. So is there anybody who would remember? So we will end on this note, inshallah, and you guys can type, how do you keep your connection with the Quran alive? So go ahead and you can type anything, like how do you make sure that you learn this Quran, and how do you make use of the time that Allah has given you? So anything that you are doing, maybe studying with a Qari Sahib, reading it at Fajr time, mashallah, Maryam, that's beautiful. Maryam and I is reading 3 times a week, excellent. So you got to see if I'm reading, I'm reciting, or what is that I'm doing. So you can type your sharings here so everybody can benefit from it. And let me see if I can show you guys the 5 rights of Quran, that how you can benefit from it. Reading after Asr, very good. Every day reading at school, at home, very good. Read at Asr, and studying with the Qari and reading at Fajr. I take a Quran class, reading after Asr. I read almost every day. I read Asr to Isha. I'm going to request you for one good deed for today, all right? We started off with one good deed. So one good deed that I want you to start maybe in your own home is that start one word a day in your home. Just discuss one Arabic word and its meaning in your home. And how many of you think that you can do that? You can just share one word and meaning in your homes. Yes or no? If you just do work on one word and its meaning in the vocabulary word, and if you have that one word for all of us here, you can type that word and what does it mean in the prompt. While I say thank you so much for being here, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you tremendously for being here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your presence here in this class benefit you in this world, benefit all others who are not here but will benefit from the recordings by listening to you and your advice in this prompt, and benefit the humanity till the end of day, inshallah, through recordings and other mediums, inshallah. So Jazakillah khair wa ahsanul jaza for being here, and stay smiling, and always remember the reason why we are in this world, that indeed our prayer, our sacrifice, and our living and dying are all for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Jazakallah khair wa ahsanul jaza. And I will open up the rooms, inshallah, in 2 minutes, and then you can enjoy for a little while. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.